Good morning and welcome to day 6 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 11. You got sugar in that? I think I've put sugar in that one, it's the wrong bloody cup. Give me your cup. That's the sort of day we're going to be having today, by the way. I put the sugar in the wrong cup, so she's drinking out my Admiral's mug. No. Yeah, good morning. Excuse the noise. We have been up since 6:30. We set the alarm, and I won't lie to you, it's effing freezing out there and in here this morning. It is absolutely, oh my god, vital parts of my anatomy are in danger of breaking off and snapping. So yeah, it's I've got all the butt heaters on, I've got the electric heater on, I've got all wrapped up, and and it's just like, get a coffee and go, get a coffee and go, try and warm ourselves up. So yeah, it's very cold, very cold, and it's also very miserable outside as well. The wind is pretty much dead. Doesn't seem to be much wind at all, but it's very grey, very dull, and it's absolutely chucking it down. So much for river footage at the moment, eh? So yeah, it's not a pleasant start to the day at all, which is a damn shame. I'm sorry I never came back to you last night, but it was just, like I say, it was just one of those days. We did end up going back into the bridge inn for lasagna, and it was a lovely lasagna indeed. But by the time I think it was just that sort of point in the holiday where we'd eaten out every night. I'd had a heavy night the previous night with the drink, and I was, despite the fact that I slept so late, it was just like I was just on that sort of frame of mind, just like so lazy, so tired. I just wanted to basically have a chilling day. So it was a short cruise, it was a good dinner, but we came back to the boat, and oh, Goosander, no, I tell a lie, Goosander turned up, yeah. Then we came back to the boat and just chilled, so yeah, it was a good evening. It was a good evening, Goosander, by the way, is another syndicate boat, so they turned up, and yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, but into bed a wee bit later than planned. Like I say, got to sleep. Woke up at 6:30 this morning, set the alarm, and we're just getting ourselves organised. The day is not looking very appealing to getting my day started early, but we will start the day nonetheless, I am going to apologise if there's very little river footage going up the river, because it's just, it is chucking it down, absolutely chucking it down. We've actually got a weather warning for snow, would you believe it or not. It feels cold enough for snow, but to tell you the truth, if it does come down, it'll be sleet and it'll not really lie or anything like that, so I'm not really bothered too much about that. But yeah, it's just cold and wet and miserable and bleh, so it's just going to be that type of day, I think. However, we are up early with full intentions of getting to Heigham. I don't know if it'll work, I'm not confident it will work, but we're going to go up to Heigham and check it out. So I'm going to go and have my coffee, get the kettle back on the go, and make a move, basically. So yeah, and we'll see what happens today. You know, and we'll see where we go. We talked about maybe going up the River Ant today to Sutton. That might change. You know, hopefully we can get into Heigham. But if we can't get into Heigham, then we'll maybe try and figure something else out. You know, and yeah, just basically see where the day goes. And see what happens. So yeah, as always though, I'll keep you updated and informed on the day's events, even if they are not very eventful. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. So I'm gonna go away, have my coffee, try to warm up a little bit, and yeah, as always, I'll keep you informed. And so until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. That is us on the way. We left Acle and we'll just we'll just set the revs a wee bit just as I'm going under the bridge. Yeah, we're on our way, and we are, the time is currently about 8 o'clock, which means that ideally I wanted to leave about 7:30, you know, but 8 o'clock is actually still spot on for when we wanted to be leaving. according to the tide, because I downloaded an A-Way app. In fact, let me just. Right, I don't know if you can see it. On the very bottom there, can you see that? Probably up there. A-Way. Okay. It's a very good wee app. Okay. You can have like a map that tracks your position, and it'll show you like moorings and electricity posts and bins and all that. You know, you've got a wee thing for exploring, for like food, shopping, leisure, you know, any services like that. The tide one is really handy. It gives you the prediction of where you are. You know, it'll tell you the low waters, the high waters, the sunrise and sunset, very handy, and also exactly at that time what the tide is doing. I can tell you just now at Acle Bridge, the low water was about 8:06, and the tide is currently still falling, you know. And then there's a wee sort of a help function for emergency numbers, and what 3 words and all that, you know, and your current longitude and latitude, you know, just there. And then you've obviously got more things where you can see about free moorings, bridge heights, waste facilities, you know, information from the RNLI, you know, some boating news, fishing licenses, where you can fish, you know, and it's a brilliant wee app, you know, and it's always being expanded. And most importantly, if you use the excuse me, I've only had 1 cup of coffee just now, I'm still half asleep. If you use the map function, I don't know if you can see that on the bottom there as well, it's got your speed in decimal points. That's very, very handy. So I've set my speed. I mean, obviously it depends on the signal and what have you, you know, and your GPS and everything. So the speed might a wee bit, but not drastically, you know. So I can tell you, I've set for revs for what would usually be 5 miles an hour. But because we're punching against the tide, we're only doing about just over 4 miles an hour, about 4.3, 4, yeah, so about 4.2, you know. So it's a great wee app, it really is. And if you're ever down on the Broads, even, you know, as a regular, you know, it's a handy wee thing to have, you know, just for a little bit of quick information. The tides also, by the way, you can, on the tide section, you can pick your location, or you can type in a location, and it'll give you the tides for that location, but also for the next like 5 days or so, you know. So yeah, it is a very good app, and it's free, you know. You just download it and bang, there you go. So yeah, I highly recommend that little app, you know. So yeah, we are on our way. We're obviously punching against the tide, so we're only doing about 4 miles an hour. Oh, you are a lifesaver, Rachel, thank you very much. Oh man, this is so good, you know. Oh, it's like, oh. So yeah, we're only doing about 4 miles an hour, which is alright, it's not a problem. We're just going to dawdle on up the river, see if we can get into Heigham. We'll see what the tide situation is like, and whether we've got enough water level, you know, if the water's dropped enough, you know, for us to safely moor up at the quay heading. Maybe we will get a chance to get into Heigham and have a wee look around Latham's. If we don't, then we've not really lost anything. All we've really done is just start our day a little bit early, you know. But so far this trip, I've not really had an early start, so it actually feels quite good to get getting things on the go, so to speak, you know. So yeah, the wind is, actually the wind's practically died, you know. which is really good. It made leaving Acle so easy, you know. I just obviously the tide's falling, so it's going that way. So it was just a matter of clear that rope at the back, clear the rope at the front, and then just let the tide itself just gently drift me out away from the quay heading, and then just a little throttle, and away I went. Not even touched the bow thruster, you know. And yes, Mark and Shirley, you are right. I do like my bow thruster. I like my bow thruster a lot. But when you did see me at Heigham, the wind was all over the place. It was blowing me constantly, and I was just trying to hold station to talk to you, and it was just easier just to give a wee burst to the bow thruster and what have you, you know. So I do like my bow thruster. I really do like my bow thruster. I will put my hands up and say I'm one of these Neanderthals, you know, who like their bow thruster. But yeah, so yeah, we are on our way. Like I say, 4 miles an hour. It'll probably take us about, I don't know, even if it takes us an hour to get up to Heigham, you know. The tide will probably be starting to come in just now, but I should be able to get in, moored up, hopefully, if the tide has dropped sufficiently, and get the day started. I was talking about the wind. Duh. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Yes, there is no wind. But there is rain, but because there's no wind, it's coming straight down, and you know, actually it's not that bad, you know. I mean, it's not heavy like it was this morning. It was just like, you know, but it's not like seriously heavy torrential rain, but neither is it that fine drizzly stuff, you know. I mean, you know that drizzly stuff, don't you? You go out and it doesn't really feel like it's raining, you know, but all of a sudden, like, you're in it for like 3 minutes and you're absolutely soaked through, you know. I hate that stuff. It's not that, it's just rain, you know, and it's coming down, it's consistently coming down, but it's not heavy, you know. So yeah, it's going to be a wet day. It is cold, but it's not actually that bad, you know. In some respects, it's almost as good as yesterday. Let me explain that. Yesterday was lovely and sunny, a bit chilly, you know, but lovely and sunny, you know. But there was a bit of a breeze blowing, you know, which made it feel a lot colder, you know. Today, it's horrible, you know, and wet, but there's no wind, so you're actually feeling what the ambient temperature is like. And because there's no wind, you don't have that wind chill factor, you know, and you know, it's like the wind's not affecting the boat, you know. So yesterday was lovely but breezy. Today is yuck but not breezy, you know. So it's actually it's like two opposite ends of a nice scale, if you like, you know. And like I say, on today, you just wrap up warm, you just put the wee hat on. The good thing is, on a day like this, you know, because there's no wind, you can actually use an umbrella, you know, woohoo, you know. So if we go to Heigham, I've got a nice wee brolly, we'll whack the brolly up and we'll stay dry, you know. So, sounds like a plus all round. Anyway, I'm babbling rubbish, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just talking for the sake of talking. Which wouldn't be like me, would it? So, I will go for now. And I'll keep you updated on the events of the day. I think we might have quite a bit of a long day. Not entirely sure what we're going to do or where we're going to go, but we will have a wee look. Yeah, we will see what happens. So until later, I'll keep you updated. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. I've just passed the Darlick Mill there. We're still heading on up the river, as for the most part this week, I'm the only soul on the river, you know. Obviously at this time in the morning, which actually is it's approximately it's 8:30 just now. So we've been on the go for about half an hour, and like I say, we're just dawdling on up the river. We've got plenty of time. Okay, we are wanting to get up to Heigham, you know, not get there too late, but really, what is a mile an hour difference going to make, you know? Okay, it's a 6 mile an hour stretch, and I can open up the taps and really throw on the power if I wanted, but you know, I'd only just be burning fuel, you know, for the sake of just getting up there, what, 10 minutes earlier or 15 minutes earlier or something like that, you know. Better just set the revs. I know round about where 5 miles an hour should be, you know, so I've set it for those revs. We're not doing 6 miles an hour, we're only doing about 4, so there's about a 1 mile an hour tide against us at the moment. That should be easing off though, hopefully, as low tide is around about now. Obviously we've got that sort of slack thing happening, but that'll happen down there. It'll take a wee while for the last of the water to come down from up here, so yeah. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense, does it? It should be slack water here first and then slack water down there. I have no idea what I told you, I'm an idiot on the boat, you know. No idea what he's doing, he's just winging the whole thing. 11 adventures of an idiot just winging it, you know. But yeah, it's we'll get there. Is what I'm trying to say. Is that, and sometimes it's just all about, you know, not rushing, just taking your time. You know, if it takes you 45 minutes to get up there, it takes you 45 minutes to get there. If it takes you an hour, it takes you an hour. You know, that's the whole point of it. I've said this many times, you know, just sort of, you know, and I think more people would benefit from just sort of setting their revs and just sort of don't care. Just go, you know. If there's a lot of people behind you and you see that, just keep an eye on what's going on behind you, and if you see a lot of people, pull over to the side, wave them through, you know. If you need to knock off a few revs, you know, and let them get by quicker, then so be it, you know. Let them have the stress and the worry and just boom, you know. So yeah. In the meantime, you're sitting back, you're chilling, you know, you're relaxing, you're just like, oh man, you know, you maybe got a wee coffee or a wee beer or something like that, and you're just like, oh, this is 11, you're just like, ooh, complete stress free, no hassles, no worries, no nothing, you know. So yeah, that is the way things are going at the moment. We're just dawdling on up the river at 4 miles an hour. We're not giving a toss. We will either get in at Heigham or we won't get in at Heigham, but opening up the taps to do 6 miles an hour is not really going to make much of a difference as to when we get there, quite frankly, if we can get in at 4 miles an hour a little bit later, then we shouldn't have even been tying up had we got there a little bit earlier at 6 miles an hour, you know, because obviously we would have got there early, tied up, and then by the time, you know, we'd gone to Latham, you know, the tide would have maybe come up, you know, so basically, yeah, chill, relax, enjoy your cruise, you know. It is dull and horrible and grey and wet, you know, but it's still a lovely cruise, you know, in its own right, you know. It is ambient, it's only about 2 degrees, but because there's no wind, it doesn't feel 2 degrees, and it's not actually that cold. So yeah, I'm just enjoying this lovely wee cruise on up the river, absolutely, you know. And I was going to say something there about the speeders and rushing. Oh, That's what it was. Yes, tonight's dinner. Yeah. See, we're not quite sure where we're going to go to tonight for dinner. But we did have a thought about going up to the Sutton Staithe, you know, because there's obviously electricity and water and everything like that up there, you know. But the thing was that before Goosander came in, I can't remember their names offhand, honestly. Goosander, by the way, is, I don't know if I said this, Mick and Jackie that I was with met on Saturday. They're on a syndicate. They're part of a syndicate boat as well. They bought into a syndicate boat just a few months ago, actually, and it was actually Goosander, you know. So it's and I actually looked at it as well. You know, it's just a wee sort of forward steer cruiser. You know, it's quite a nice boat actually. You know, but yeah, Rachel and I were having dinner in the bridge inn, and naturally it was like the lasagna, you know, because it's just like, there's just something about that lasagna, you know, it comes with a ciabatta garlic bread, if you like, you know, and some salad and some coleslaw. But they were very, Acle Bridge Inn was very kind enough to change my ciabatta garlic bread for some chips. Because I was really in the mood for chips last night, you know, because I had some of their chips last year and they were like, oh, and last night's chips, yeah, spot on. So that was very nice of them. We actually struggled, you know, and by the time we'd actually sort of finished dinner, and I mean, there's one reason why I didn't actually come back last night, you know, because although we had a great evening in the Bridge Inn, we didn't actually drink that much, because it was just like, oh, you know, man, it was just so full, and because you're drinking beer, that bags you up, you know, and it was just like, oh, you know, I was actually feeling overstretched last night. So I'm kind of thinking, haven't lost enough weight before the holiday. Because I usually do that, you know. I come on the holiday and I, you know, go back home and it's like a strict diet and a starvation routine to try and lose the weight before the next holiday. Then I can go, you know, so. But yeah, I did struggle a wee bit with dinner last night, you know, and Rachel definitely struggled. She's not used to all this good food and that I'm throwing at her, you know. So yeah, she really struggled last night. So what we're kind of thinking is we might have just a relaxing evening on board the boat. That might change. It probably will change, you know, because you know what I'm like, you know. You know, actually me cooking on board a boat, I mean, it's just like, no, Rachel, you go and have your whatever you want to have. I'm going out and getting fat again. You know, but yeah, so we're not entirely sure. We're not entirely sure what we're going to be doing for dinner tonight. We might eat on board. We might go out. But if we do go out, it won't be anything fancy. It won't be anything big. And yeah, it'll just be basically. I don't know. It's another reason why we want to actually get into Heigham and all that. Have a wee look. Maybe, I don't know if Latham's will have anything dinner. I mean, I know they've got a wee sort of supermarket section, you know, but having a wee supermarket section is a wee bit different to actually having something, you know, like I don't know. I mean, I like my pizzas, you know, so I don't know if they've got like a fresh pizza you can just throw in the oven, you know, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. Just nice, quick and easy, you know. I don't know, you know. I will have to have a wee look. you know, and see what there is. I do have some stuff on board. I bring a lot of sort of packets, a lot of packet stuff, and I've got some beans as well, and I've got bread, so theoretically I could have beans on toast, you know. Beans on toast is a very highly underrated dinner, by the way, okay? Right? It's not often I have them, you know, but my God, it's bloody tasty, you know, when you do have them. And see while you're cooking up the beans, you know, shove in some Worcester sauce, you know, and then mix it all up, you know. Oh man, Worcester sauce just gives a wee ding, you know, absolutely fantastic, you know. Worcester sauce, beans on toast, oh, really good dinner, very satisfying, you know. Next day it's a bit windy, you know, but, you know, you just deal with that. You know. But yeah, beans on toast, by the way, it's a great dinner, really is, you know. So yeah, I mean, I've got some stuff on board the boat, you know. Not anything fancy or anything like that, but I've got some stuff on board the boat. But we'll go up to Heigham and see if we can actually find anything at Heigham, you know, if we can get in. So, you know, we might still head towards Sutton Staithe, you know, but whether we actually go to the hotel for a bite to eat, or maybe look at a Just Eat app, see if anything will deliver, you know, or maybe even take a wee wander, you know. I know the way to the Tesco's at Latham from Richardson's, but it might be just a little, I mean, it's probably not that much longer, maybe what, a 20-minute walk to, maybe a bit longer, to the Tesco's at Latham from Sutton, you know. Oh, I'm sure there's, if I actually went out for a wee wander, I'm sure there's a wee shop somewhere in Sutton, so we could maybe do that, you know. I don't know, but the point being is that tonight's dinner is a wee bit, don't know, but it will most likely be eating on board tonight, just to give the bellies a rest, you know. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. We shall wait and see, you know. Theoretically, if we're eating on board, we don't even need to get to a Staithe. We could do a wild moving in the middle of nowhere, you know. That's always a possibility. However, in these sort of temperatures, I'm thinking an electricity post would be beneficial, you know, because it is quite chilly, you know, definitely. It was this morning, you know. It was hard work getting up this morning. I mean, it was really hard work, you know. The alarm went off and I just sort of picked up the phone and I switched it off and I was just like, you know that when you sort of sit up, you know, to look at the phone and the cold air suddenly hits you, you just like lie back down and pull the quilt up over your head. It's like, I don't want to leave this bed ever, you know. So yeah, it was properly cold, you know. But you know, got up and got the day started anyway, you know. Anyway, as we've been talking, you've been sitting there thinking, shut up Russell, and I've been rambling away. We've just entered the River Thurn. That is us on the River Thurn. The time is currently 8:40. So we did Acle to the River Thurn, which is basically Thurndike. I can see the Thurn windmill right here. At 4 miles an hour in pretty much 40 minutes. Cool, you know. The only problem is that can I actually drive past Thurnmill without going down into the Lion? Would you like to go to the Lion again tonight instead? She's sort of looking at me with, I can't handle it, you know. The warm car's full, Captain, you know, she's heading for a warm night breach, you know. I know how she feels, I absolutely know how she feels. But yeah, so if that's only taking us like 40 minutes at 4 miles an hour to get to the River Thurn, you know, it's only about another 20 minutes or so, you know, further on up the river. Low tide will be happening about nowish, I do believe. At least it was yesterday when I checked the tide thing, you know, it said that low tide was round about 8:30. So low tide should be happening about nowish, so hopefully, you know, it'll only be about another 20 minutes or so, you know, to get up to Heigham, and we'll get moored up, and yeah, excellent. Anyway, I'm going to go for now. I've rambled way too long, so I'll go for now, and I'll keep you updated on the events of the day. It won't be too long till we're up at Heigham. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this great, wonderful plan, you know, works, and we managed to get in and moored up, and for a quick wee visit to Latham's, and we'll see what happens, you know. And if it doesn't, well, either way you will know what happens, whether we succeed or fail. Either way you will find out. So in the meantime, I'm going to go for now. I'll keep you updated on the events of the day, so until later, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a very quick wee update. I am approaching the Heigham moorings now. The levels do look low, there's no doubt about it. The water is low. The question is, are they going to be low enough? I'm going to find out in about 2 minutes, because I can just see the Herbert Woods boatyard up ahead of me. There's no wind. This is good. This would make the mooring very easily. I can decide which way I want to go. The water appears to be pretty slack, so there's no tide moving, either going out or coming in. This is going to make mooring very easily. The rain is still on, so I'm going to get wet, there's no doubt about it, you know, but I'm well prepared for that, I hope. Yeah, it's just a matter of just how low is. I'm looking at some of the grassy areas that were all flooded last time I came up here a couple of days ago, and the water is down. They're not sort of flooded at the moment, so I'm hoping my plan and my thinking is going to go to, you know, it's going to be correct, you know. The theory is correct, you know. It's just how much water is there with all this bad weather is there currently in these rivers. We're going to find out. I will keep you updated. I'm going to go away and try and figure things out, and formulate a plan of action, yeah, I will keep you updated, and so until later, I'll speak to you. I told you I'm just here just saying woohoo, we're almost here, you know, but yeah, we shall wait and see. So good or bad, right or wrong, correct theory or theory just pointlessly done because there's too much water, we find out momentarily. So I'll keep you updated, I'll let you know. So until later, speak to you soon. Bye for now. Cheers! Sometimes I amaze even myself. We're in! We actually got in at Heigham. The water levels, I think there's still a slight outgoing, very, very slight at the moment, but you know, tide going out, but it's practically, yeah, so it's not coming in, it's either stationary or just going, a boat went past, so that could just be the residue of his wash that I'm actually seeing. But we are in. We're right down at the far end of the moorings though. It was getting a wee bit, you know, the moorings sort of dipped down a wee bit, so we're at the highest point of the moorings. We're in there, we're sorted. Now all we have to sort out is how to get up the muddy path and through past the puddles that is going to be there with all this rain. So yeah, we're going to get a bit mucky, but we are here, you know. So Rachel actually gets to sample the delights of Latham's after all. Woohoo! So yeah, it was worth it. It was worth, and to tell you the truth, you know, it only took us about an hour and 10 minutes, you know, at a steady, sedate pace from Acle up here, and it was a lovely wee cruise. A wee bit chilly, a wee bit wet, but a lovely cruise nonetheless. So I'm going to go away. I'm not going to hang around. I don't want to be hanging around here too much for when the tide turns and everything like that. So I'm going to go have a wee look at Latham's and yeah, maybe see if we can even treat ourselves to a wee cake for lunch later today, which will be very nice. So yeah, that's the update so far. We're in a pot of Heigham. We're about to go away and get ridiculously cold and very wet, but we're happy nonetheless. So yeah, I'll keep you updated, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, from a very happy Admiral, you know, boating god, delusions of grandeur and all that, you know, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! just a little wee update for you. I'm back on the way, and I've just realised something, by the way. Oh, she's not even there. I've just realised I left her and never put my life jacket on. Too much of a rush to get away, and I totally forgot about a life jacket. Ah well, you know, I got away safely. Right. Sorry I didn't take you into Latham's. The rain was just it was too wet. It was too wet. So I will take you into Latham's one of these days, definitely. But yeah, we are on our way. We managed to get up moored up at Heigham. The plan has worked perfectly. It really has. We got there about 9 o'clock this morning. Got moored up, excellent, no problems, fenders protecting the hull, everything like that, and yeah, we then went for a wee wander in Latham's, and primarily we were going to go for a cake, which we have cakes, and we wanted to, because we're thinking about eating on board tonight as opposed to eating out for a wee change, we managed to get some sort of just I'll say something for eating on board, okay? Whether it's going to be something nice to eat on board or not, I don't know, you know, but it's we got some food for eating on board tonight, and yeah, like I said, we primarily went in there for a cake, and I said to Rachel, you know, Latham's, you know, is a very dangerous shop, because there will be things for 99 pence that you never knew you needed or wanted until all of a sudden you realise you need and want them. And she saw something for 99 pence, and something else for 99 pence, and something else for 99 pence, and something for £3.99. In short, we went in for 2 cakes. Now in Latham's the cakes are actually quite big, you know, but we just went in for 2 cakes. What did we come out with? 3 huge bags bursting at the seams. We ended up getting that much stuff. So I think Rachel agrees that Latham's is a very dangerous shop to go into sometimes, because it's too easy to spend excessive amounts of money in that place. You know?
That much.
We didn't actually spend that much. It was that, and for what we got, we paid quite not a lot of money for what we got. You know. So yeah. But it was a successful wee trip actually, and then we got we got 3 huge bags, and we paid for that, and then we went up to the cakes and everything like that. And what I did is I just bought one of these wee boxes. You know, there's 4 cakes in them. I think there's 2 Belgian buns, and there's 2 of those sort of cream donut thingies with the jam on top. They're really nice. I really like them. So we've got cakes for today and cakes for tomorrow, and because it was quite cold today, we just opted to get a sausage roll each. Now I've never had the sausage rolls out of Latham's before, because I know I can go to Greg's and get a sausage roll for £1, you know. The ones in Latham's are like £1.70, and I was just like, you know, just that Scottish tight-fistedness sort of, you know, used to talk to me. You know, why would I want to pay £1.70 out of Latham's for a sausage roll when I can go to a Greg's somewhere and get a sausage roll for £1? But we got a sausage roll, okay, for lunch, right? And I've got to admit, it's worth £1.70. It was an absolutely awesome sausage roll. Not only was it piping hot, you know, and really juicy inside, you know, but the pastry was just, oh, it was obviously baked on premises, you know, and yeah, it was a really good sausage roll. So I would definitely have a sausage roll out there again, and it's definitely worth £1.70 for sure. But yeah, we came back to the boat. Because we were quite late, we were in there for like 3 hours. just wandering around, you know. I mean, like Rachel was in her element. Just wandering around, seeing all this stuff, you know. But yeah, we were in there for 3 hours. So we got back to the boat. I took a look at the water levels. The water levels are obviously rising, and the fenders were starting to get near the bottom of the fenders, so I didn't want to hang around. So I scoffed my sausage roll, fired up the engine, and just straight on down the river, you know. So the place is a mess, you know, and we're going to need to sort it out later, but we're on our way, you know. So it's like pretty much like 12 o'clock, after 12 o'clock, you know. So all in all, it was a successful morning so far. Well, it was a successful morning, I should say, and it was definitely worth getting up at 6:30 this morning to leave Acle and go up there for low tide. It actually worked. So, top tip: if you go into a place and you're not happy with the height of the water level, if the water levels are a bit high, you know, heavy rains, spring tides, you know, that sort of thing, you know, find out when low water is and go back the next day or a day after or whatever like that, and the water levels will have dropped sufficiently for you to get in. Go do your wee business and shoot off again, you know, before the water levels get too high again. I would not have spent the night in Heigham. They did have electricity posts, and when I was walking back to the boat, I actually kind of thought about maybe staying the night at Heigham. But to tell you the truth, when I went back to the boat and I saw where the fenders were and just how much the boat had risen, it'd be like, no, we're going to have the same issues. So yeah, we're not spending the night at Heigham. We're heading down the River Thurn at the moment. And yeah, which kind of begs the question, exactly, where are we going to go? What are we going to do today? If we're not spending the night at Heigham, where are we going to go? The original plan, stroke idea, yesterday, was go to Sutton Staithe, and we were going to go into a Sutton Staithe hotel, you know, and that gives us like a nice big lovely long cruise, and it gives Rachel a taste of exactly what proper Broads cruising is, because just now, you know, she's not really cruised very much, you know. She's only had like a couple of hours there, maybe, I think 3 hours is the most cruising she's actually done. So going up to Sutton would give her a taste of, you know, this is a proper Broads cruising day, you know. Away first thing in the morning, stop over for a wee lunch or wander around the shop, back on the boat and spend the afternoon going to your overnight destination, you know. So we still might do that even if we're not eating out at Sutton Staithe Hotel, although admittedly if we do stop and go at Sutton by the hotel, we may have to nip in for a pint and a hot chocolate, you know, just to, as Dave Whitworth would say, check the water levels, you know, just to make sure they're okay. And then come back to the boat, have dinner, and that's it. So we might still do that, but I really don't know. We could also stop at Latham, you know, and if she wanted to go for a wee walk, go take a wee 20-minute walk down to the Dog Inn for a hot chocolate and refreshing pint. Or we could just stick to the River Bure and maybe go up to, I don't think we'd go to Wroxham, but the possibility is to go to Ranworth again, or maybe up to Salhouse. I do know Stephen and Kate, who are out on the Herbert Woods boat, and I met the other night there in the Lion. I believe they're going to, their plan is to stop at Sow House tonight. I don't know if they'll eat on board or if they'll go out to the Fur and Feathers, but in theory, you know, I could go to Sow House, you know, and we could have our respective dinners, and I could invite them on board for a wee tipple on board the boat. So there is that option as well, although I don't think there is actually, you know, I've never actually looked. I think there might be electricity posts, but I don't think so. I'm just having a, no, I don't think there is actually any electricity down at Sow House. So yeah, you know, I quite like the idea of spending an evening with Stephen and Katie again, but I'm kind of, in this temperature, I'm kind of looking for electricity posts, you know. So yeah, it's all a wee bit unsure. We don't really know what we're going to be doing today. Like I say, we've got choices. We've got we've got Ranworth, Latham. We could go to Nettie's Head again, nice and sheltered, lovely mooring, you know, and we don't need to go out, you know. Or we could keep on going up to Sutton and let Rachel see the upper River Ant, which is very nice, very pretty. So there is that choice, but we'll wait and see. I will have a wee discussion with her, you know, about what she's interested in doing, you know. Obviously the wind is slightly picking up, but once again it's practically nothing. The rain has eased off a bit, but it's becoming that sort of drizzly stuff, you know, that's just like horrible, you know. So but still, I mean, the sun is brightening up, so maybe we could be in for a nice afternoon, you know. We'll wait and see. So that's the update so far. It's been a good morning, and we've actually thoroughly enjoyed it. The plan for Heigham worked. It actually worked, which I'm actually astonished about, you know. My logic actually did not fail me, which is just a little bit disconcerting actually, because it usually does fail me. You know, but yes, it did actually work, so I am over the moon about that. Absolutely brilliant, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'm cruising. I'm just taking a nice gentle cruise down the River Thurn. We'll turn right onto the Bure shortly, and yeah, we will decide where we're going to go. I will have a warming coffee, warm the cockles of the heart, and have a wee chat with Rachel to see what she's thinking, what her thought process is, if she wants a long cruise, a short cruise, somewhere she's not been, somewhere she has been, you know. So yeah, as long as I can get past Thorndyke and the Lion, you know, we'll be good. We will be good. We will be on track for eating on board, you know. If I fail to get past Thorndyke and end up at Thorndyke, then we're in danger of eating out, and so be it. But we'll wait and see, you know. In the meantime, I'm going to go just now, have my coffee, have a wee chat with Rachel, try and figure out what we're going to do for this afternoon, where we are going to think about mooring up, and yeah, basically I will keep you informed and keep you updated. So until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. That is me. I've gone along the River Bure, past St Benet's Abbey, past a hire boat, a liveaboard boat, Broads Authority barge thing, big bloody, awful bloody, oh my god, you know. That came out the River Ant. I'm glad it came out the River Ant and before I got there. Yeah, I turned up the River Ant. We are going to go and try to get to Sutton Staithe today. The wind's picking up a wee bit, and because the wind's picking up, you know, it's really feeling. Oh, somebody walking over my grave there. Yeah, it's really getting a right sort of nip. So I'm thinking if we go up to Sutton Staithe, probably famous last words, you know.
in theory, this tree's around, it might be a bit sheltered and it shouldn't be quite so, you know, drafty, chilly, you know, windy, you know, whatever, you know. But knowing my luck, I'll moor under a tree and the winds will pick up and the tree will fall down, hit the boat, and we'll probably sink it in the path. You know, that's just me. Just my luck, you know. But yeah, we are going to go to I'm just getting these looks from Rachel and he's like, what, wait a minute, you know, you never said anything about falling trees and boats and sinking. Yeah, no, but we're going to go up to Sutton Staithe. We should get in. If we fail to get in at Sutton Staithe, I'm going to be real disappointed, you know, like, what the hell. However, it's not so much getting in at Sutton Staithe, it's getting in to the electricity posts. That's the trick. And so we will have to figure something out as regards to the electricity posts, if there's other boats there. But I think we should be okay. We should be okay, you know. I mean, worst comes to the worst, you know, we can take a nice wee doddle up to Sutton Staithe, and if we can't get in near the electricity post, or all the electricity posts are taken, we can just turn on down, come back down the river, and stop at Nettie's Head. Not lost anything but time, you know. And when you're on the boat, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to lose is time, you know. Just time, you know. And losing time is no big thing. That's the whole point of these things, you know. You just dawdle on up and dawdle on down, and if you can't go there, you dawdle over there, and if you can't go there, you dawdle on down, you know. And it's just like, you know, as long as it's daylight, you know. Although I am itching, I must admit, okay? I am itching, right? I've got navigation lights on this thing, you know? Now obviously, you know, a night navigation is, you know, night navigation lights are not sufficient to illuminate at night, you know, but I've also got I bought myself a big portable spotlight, searchlight thing, you know, and it's supposed to be really powerful, you know. But yeah, I mean, I bought myself one of those, and I'm itching to try a bit of dark stroke night, you know, cruising, you know. And I could have done that many times, you know, all the times I've been on Thunder, you know. But I was looking forward to doing that on Sunday on the way down to Acle. But like I say, it was just like bleh. Oh, hold on a wee second. Oh, sorry, I'm just approaching the bridge marker for Latham Bridge, and I'm just having a wee look here, oh, it's 7 foot. It's over 7 foot. We're gonna get under Latham Bridge. We're gonna get under Latham Bridge, no problems. It's over 7 foot. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, night navigation. I'm itching to try that. You know, I really am. But which is one of the good things that I can do on Thunder that I can't do on a high boat, you know. But as a general rule, as long as it's daylight, it doesn't really matter, you know. You know, if you can't go somewhere else, you know. Yeah, you know, you just try places, you know, and just sort of waste time. It's all about wasting time, you know. I've always said that the whole point of a boating holiday is to sit at 4 miles an hour, bored, watching the world go by. If that's what you're thinking when you're sitting on the boat, that's what you're supposed to do. Now some people think, no danger, that's boring as hell. So you're supposed to be bored, you know. It's because if you're bored, you relax, and if you relax, you're stress-free, and if you're stress-free, you know, you're chilling, you know. And if you're chilling, you're enjoying yourself because you're relaxing, you know. So being bored at 4 miles an hour just watching the world go by, or just sitting, you know, gazing out of the window, you know, and just watching the gentle wafting of the trees or the reeds, you know, listening to the larks and the wood pigeons, and you know, it's just like, it's just perfect. That's what it's all about, you know. So yeah, I am loving it, absolutely loving it. Anyway, I'm going to go for now. It was just a quick wee update on you. I've turned onto River Ant. I'm approaching Latham Bridge, and we are heading up to Sutton Staithe. If we can't get in at Sutton Staithe, we'll just come back down. It's only about another 45 minutes, if that. Back down to Netty's Head, and we can get in at Netty's Head, and once again, Netty's Head should be a wee bit sheltered and all that, you know, so that's what we'll do. So yeah, everything's going good. I'm going to go away and concentrate going under Latham Bridge now though, so I will go for now. I will keep you updated on the events of our little wee jaunt up the River Ant, and yeah, until later then, I shall speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a wee update for you. That is me going under Latham Bridge. No problems whatsoever. there was about 7 foot, 7.3 clearance, you know, so it was not a problem for Thunder. You know, she slipped under very, very easily. Tons of room, tons of room. And yeah, we are now what I would call officially on the River Ant. And oh my goodness, you know, I was just standing up there. You know, I just pulled the canopy back a wee bit, stood up there, and you know, the wind's not very strong, but it's a very just a wee breeze, and it's very strong wind chill, very strong wind chill, and it's just like, oh my poor wee handies. But yeah, so yeah, we are on the River Ant, and it's the sun is trying to come out now. The rain has definitely stopped. Hopefully that's off for the day. It's supposed to be off for the afternoon, but it's definitely going to be a chilly night. So getting electricity post where I can plug in the electric heater, it might be worthwhile doing, you know, because oh dear, you know, that's like, oh my god, you know. So yeah, still enjoying the lovely cruise. The sky is looking pretty good, you know, because that dull green, relentless greyness of the clouds has sort of passed on by. Now we've got some patches of grey, patches of white, we've got patches of blue, you know. The sun's trying to come out and it's just illuminating the sky, and you've got a sort of because we're under cloud cover at the moment, we've got a wee bit of dull landscape in front of us, and then a sort of a vibrant sky behind it, and it looks pretty impressive, by the way, you know. I think some people make comments on some of my YouTube videos, you know, the river footage about the big skies of Norfolk Broads, you know, and it just like yeah, it's like sometimes it is all about the sky, you know, and not necessarily about what's just in front of you, you know. But yeah, we are keeping warm nonetheless. I don't know if you can see just behind me.
Right, I'm not.
Just down there, you know. Rachel's all curried up under a duvet on the couch, you know, so she knows how to keep warm, you know. She's keeping nice and toasty. Yeah, it's turning into a wonderful wee cruise. It's just a little bit chilly, you know. But yeah, that's the update. I'm looking forward to getting on up. It's been a wee while actually since I've been up to up past the River Ant, past Barton Broad. So I'm looking forward to getting back up that area and exploring a wee bit of that area. I have thought I have thought recently about instead of turning right towards Sutton, because the river forks later on, and I have thought for a while that instead of turning right towards Sutton and Staithe, of maybe taking the left fork and going up to Dilham on the far reaches on the left hand side of the river, and I've quite wanted to do that, but there is another low bridge there, you know, and I am very confident in the air draft of this boat that I would get under the low bridge, but and according to the map there is an electricity post up at Dilham. I don't seem to, anytime I've seen photos or any of that sort of thing, I've never spotted an electricity post, but apparently there is one there. But yeah, I don't think I'll do Dilham today, you know. I think what I'll do is I'll just stick to places that I know, you know, and yeah, we'll just basically go up there, take a wee wander, well, up to Sutton, and like I say, maybe just take a wee wander into the hotel, have a wee pint, you know, maybe even just take a wee wander around Sutton itself, because I've never done that either, you know. I've never had a wee sort of wander just to see what else is available in Sutton. you know, just how far away it is, the Tesco at Staithe from Sutton, you know, these sort of things, you know. I've never actually done that sort of thing before. I just usually moor up at Sutton, go into a Sutton hotel, end of story. So who knows what we will actually do once we moor up at Sutton, but we will wait and see. We'll wait and see. All depends what we how long it takes us to get up there, what the weather's doing, and how, you know, what the time is and everything like that. The time is currently 1:10 so it's actually not been too bad, actually, you know. It's been just over an hour or so, you know. We managed to get, it's taken us to get up here so far, maybe a bit more than that. So yeah, it's been a good week cruise actually so far. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'm not gonna babble too much. I'm probably annoying Rachel just now, who she's on the phone. You can probably hear her, you know. Yeah, I will go now. I'll keep you updated on the events of the day, we'll be approaching Ørsted, well, How Hill first, and then Ørsted. So yeah, we'll be approaching there soon. So yeah. In the meantime, go for now. Keep you updated. Bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. That is me across Barton Broad into the upper part of the River Ant. It was a bit because Barton Broad's quite open and quite exposed, you know, the breeze really sort of channels through there, so it was a bit breezy, a bit windy, you know. It was not a calm Barton Broad, you know. There was a few waves going on that, but it was no issue whatsoever. I know I've now got my life jacket on, you know. Yeah, didn't need it on. There's not an issue of it, but because now I have crossed Barton Broad, I'm not that far away from Sutton, so I just figured just stick it on just now, that way I'm not going to forget it later, you know. But yeah, it's been a lovely cruise. The sun is trying to come out, and now that we're in the upper reaches of the Ant, we are in amongst all the trees, and there's a wee bit of shelter, and the wind's not so bad, so it's not quite so biting when you stand up. But yeah, and we are making quite good time actually, you know. We're not rushing or anything like that, we're just dawdling along, just taking it nice and easy, you know. No hassles, no problems, no issues, just basically me on the river, you know, by myself, you know. There was a wee sort of a wee yellow dinghy thing on Barton Broad. I don't know what he was doing. He might still be behind me, I don't know. But if you see a wee yellow boat behind me and I'm saying I'm by myself, you know, well, he might be there, you know. But basically, I've got the whole river to myself, and it is lovely, lovely. Yeah, I'm just enjoying this cruise, you know. Nothing really to report, if I'm honest. I've just been sort of just taking it nice and easy. I'm actually enjoying the serenity and of this cruise, you know. It's been an early start. I mean, like I say, we set the alarm up for 6:30 this morning, and we've just basically been sort of taking things easy, you know. It was nice to take the wee break, you know, at Heigham, and I'm really glad I got into Heigham, because I mean, a couple of days ago, I mean, before we came, you know, it was like, I was saying to Rachel, you know, if there's any place you want to go, let me know, you know. You follow my videos, you watch my my YouTube channel, you know places I've been and things I've seen, you know. So if there's anything or anywhere you want to go that you'd like to see for yourself, you know, or if I've talked about something and you want me to try to go there, you know, tell me. And the only place she ever came back, every time I asked her, the only place she ever came back was that shop at that place, and I was just like, that shop at that 99p shop, and I was like, oh, that'll be Latham's. Now, it's not a 99p shop, believe me, but you will find stuff for 99p there that, yeah. But that was the only place that she ever wanted to go to, you know. Anywhere else, she was happy to just go wherever, you know, see whatever, and just enjoy the adventure with me, you know. But she did want to go to Heigham, to Latham's, and have a wee look at that shop. And when we went a couple of days ago, on Tuesday I think it was, I was gutted. I mean, I was really gutted, you know, that we couldn't get into Heigham, you know, because of all the places in all the Broads, there was only one place she specifically wanted to go, and that was Heigham and Latham's. And it was the one place on Tuesday when we went we couldn't go, and I was so gutted. I was so upset, because it was just like, you know, it's just like, you know, I wanted to make the effort, you know, because she wanted to go there, you know. It was the one place she really wanted to see, you know, so I really wanted to get in and take her. So I was really gutted when we couldn't do it, you know. And Rachel's, you know, she was like, don't worry about it, it's okay, you know. Yes, you know, I understand, you know, can't get it, we can't get it, you know, don't worry about it, you know. I'm sure we'll find something somewhere else, you know. And it was like, yeah, but you know, it was the one place you wanted to go, you know. So yeah, I was very, very gutted, upset, annoyed. Well, I wasn't annoyed, you know, I wasn't annoyed, but I was upset that I couldn't get in there, you know. Even, and you know, when that was the one place you wanted to go. So that's when I started thinking about tides and rivers and waters, and I know the water levels are very high because of all the horrendous weather we've had this month, and it has been bad, you know. And the water levels are definitely higher than what they should be, or are usually. And that's when I got thinking about the tides. I thought, well, maybe, you know, if we went in there and it was like quite high tide, you know, which I went onto the app, that Away app, and looked at the tides, and yeah, I mean, the tides were pretty much on high tide and still rising. So maybe if I go at low tide, that would be better. And that's why we organised, that's why we had the short lazy day yesterday, and decided to get up nice and early and go up for low tide this morning. We weren't sure if it was going to work, but I'm really, really glad that it did work. It worked brilliant. It worked to a T, and I'm so, so happy, because then she actually got in to the place. She saw the place for herself. She saw just how large the place is. It doesn't look very large from the road, but believe me, you walk in there, it's just like, whoa, you know, it all stretches all the way back, you know. And yeah, she actually ended up getting quite a number of bits and bobs. So yeah, I am really, really happy that the plan for today actually worked, and she got in to Latham's and saw it for herself, and managed to pick up a few things like wee bags. It must be a woman thing, you know. I'm not making a sexist comment, by the way. I'm making a joke. Right? Okay, so before you start going ballistic on the comments, what? I'm only making a joke, you know. She went, she got a few things, and yeah, I'm really glad that I managed to get into Heigham. And for another reason is that not only did we manage to pick up some cakes at Latham's, you know, but I actually splashed out and tried one of their sausage rolls, you know. I mean, they had two there. They had the premium pork and they had the pork and apple. We just got a couple of the premium pork ones, but oh, it was really nice, absolutely fantastic, you know. Thoroughly enjoyed it, you know. And I would definitely have another one of those sausage rolls for my lunch again, you know. But yeah, that's the update so far. I have just turned right, taken the right fork. That's the probably haven't seen it. That's the fork there, straight on for Wayford Bridge and Dillham, or you take the right fork and that goes up towards Sutton and Staithe. Just a wee bit further up here there will be another fork to go up to Staithe, or right to go to Sutton. We will take that right fork. So yeah, we are not actually that far away at all. But yeah, I mean, I reckon we'll probably get there maybe about 20 past 2, maybe about 2:30. So yeah, it's been quite a good wee cruise actually, you know. And now that we're in amongst the trees, in the shelter of the trees, the wind's dying down a bit, the sun is trying to come out, and it really is very, very nice indeed, you know. So yeah, that is the update so far. Everything is going wonderfully, all is going well, everybody's happy, you know, the weather's turning out to be quite nice, if a little bit chilly, and we will soon be arriving at our destination. And then it will just be a case of, do we open a bottle of wine and stick on a rubbish film, or do we go for a wee wander and nip in for a beer and check the water levels? Dave Whitworth, you have a lot to answer for. And if you haven't seen any of Dave Whitworth's videos, I highly recommend you check them out, because he is also, I know I've mentioned Dave Whitworth, but I'll say again, he's on a syndicate boat himself, you know. He is called Silver Cloud. It is actually the shorter version of this hull, so it's still an aquafiber diamond, but it's the 35. This Thunder is the 43. He is actually my neighbour, you know. At the moment, our holiday dates have been rubbish, and we have not been able to be away at the same time. I would love to meet up with a guy at some point and have a bit of a natter with him in person. I think we would have much to talk about when it comes to YouTube and videos and cameras and microphones, probably even microphones. Yeah, it's but he's got such a dry sense of humour. Is it dry sense of humour? I don't know if you'd call it a dry sense of humour, but it's such a possibly even old school sense of humour. And some of the jokes he comes out with are just he's brilliant. He really is. You know, I highly recommend you checking out Dave Whitworth's videos. So yeah, I'm babbling, I'm rambling. I am just now approaching, remember that that fork I was telling you about? Well, straight on to Staithe. We are now taking the right fork up to Sutton. So we are heading up to Sutton Staithe. We're not going to be very long. We're going to be there very soon. So it's just going to, it's taken us not that long at all. You know, I'm actually just a little bit surprised at how fast we've got up here. You know, I didn't think, I thought we'd be cruising just a little bit longer, but no, everything's cool. So spot on. So because I'm now taking this fork, I will go now, stop babbling a wee bit, and yeah, I will probably speak to you from Sutton Staithe, assuming we get in there. If we don't, I will keep you informed of what we're going to do, but until later, I'll keep you updated. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. I am in at Sutton. Can you believe that? And can you believe that one GoPro battery died on me and one GoPro memory card died on me? So the memory card and the front one died, the battery and the back one died, and because of the rain earlier on, I haven't been running a camera out the side, so I have no idea at what point you saw that coming in, but yeah, oh well, never mind. I'm in at Sutton. I am in at Sutton. There are two other boats here. Looks to be a private and a liveaboard. I didn't actually realise there was two electricity posts though. I thought there was only the one. So when I saw the two boats, I thought, oh well, that's it. Buggered, I'm going to have to go down to Nettie's Head. But I clocked that the second electricity post, the boat behind me, Emma Jane, I think her name is. He's plugged into the second post. So yeah. It took a wee sort of backwards and forwards figuring thing, because I didn't want to go too close to him. The way the Staithe is that I'm kind of on a corner, and obviously I want to be careful about where the boat sits on that corner so that the hull doesn't get damaged by the edge of the corner. Yeah, we managed to, I've sluggled up, not on top of him, but I'm quite close to him, but not intrusively so, and my electricity cable stretches to the electricity post, not a problem, plenty of slack, and we're all tied up and we're all secured and everything's safe and sound. The only problem is that because of all the rain, it's really mucky down by the key headings, really mucky, so my shoes are a mess. I am going to have so much bloody cleaning and hoovering to do just to hoover up all the muck from, yeah. And I think when I take these shoes off, before I put them on tomorrow, remind me tomorrow, before I put them on tomorrow, to give them a healthy good bang out the side.
to try and get any sort of dried off muck off them. So yeah, it's not nice, which is slightly annoying because I was going to go over to the Sutton Staithe Hotel. I reckon once you're on the grass, you've got no muck issues whatsoever, but getting off the boat, you're gonna hit the muck. So yeah, but to tell the truth, I've got Rachel here just sort of sitting, staring at me.
No, I'm not
you know,
staring at you.
you know.
No.
So I think she might be wanting to go for a hot chocolate and put some heat in the cockles and heat in the cockles, heat the cockles.
No bother.
But yeah, so yeah, that is basically us at Sutton, and like I say, we are not eating out tonight. We're going to eat on board. We're going to have a relaxing evening tonight. It was a bit too much last night, so we're going to chill, relax, and then maybe tomorrow we'll have a wee, I don't know, we'll have something somewhere, you know, and for the final meal. So tonight, nice easy night, you know, nice relaxing, you know, taking things easy, you know, bit of a film, you know, and yeah, just eat on board. So yeah, so that is essentially the end of day six of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 11. And yeah, it's actually been a really good day. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, you know, quite an early start, nice wee wander, you know, the plan worked perfectly, lovely wee cruise up the River Ant, the sun's out, the skies are blue, still a bit chilly, you know, but, you know, it's been a really, really lovely cruise up that River Ant today, you know, and I'm quite glad that I decided to come up to Sutton Staithe. And yeah, we've got basically swans and ducks, and yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful mooring, you know, definitely, you know. So yeah, that's the end of day 6. I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, I've had a great time. I think Rachel's had a enjoyable time. You know,
Yeah.
you know, spending money is always a good thing to do. Yeah.
But no, myself off.
So yeah, so yeah, basically come and join me for day 7. It's going to be the last full day. I do know I need to go back to, well, my plan is, and this is the plan, is that I want to go back to the marina tomorrow, and basically give the boat a wee sort of a quick clean down, you know, outside, the steps in here, maybe a quick wee hoover. I also want to take all the unnecessary stuff that we're not really using and start loading up the car. Whether we stay in the marina tomorrow night or end up going to the likes of Ranworth or maybe up to the Swan, I don't know. Doing that means that, you know, we can have a wee cruise on Saturday morning, even if it's just a wee sort of half-hour thing, to go pump out and top up the water and all that. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do once we're sort of organised, ready for leaving, but we'll figure that sort of stuff out, you know, tomorrow. Once we get back down to the marina and we've all loaded up. Didn't take us that long to get up here at all, actually, only about 3 hours, so it's probably, I'll say it'll be a 3-hour cruise back to the marina. I don't think it will, but if it is going to be a 3-hour cruise, then we're going to be wanting to leave here not uber early, but maybe about 9-10 o'clock. You know, that gives us plenty time to get down there, plenty time to just sort of take our time getting organised, you know, and then we've still got time after that, if we decide to go somewhere and get something for dinner. So yeah, that is basically our plans and ideas for tomorrow. Whether it happens or not, I don't know exactly like that, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. But yeah, in the meantime, end of day 6. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've had a great time. The weather's really improved, so it's going to be a lovely wee sort of a mooring tonight.
come along, join me for day 7, the last full day where we sort of get organised, and yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Cheers!